is the American Reverend Zachariah Jackson from the Church of What's Happening Now, Town Talk Public. Again, we're on the road. We're on the road in Plainfield, New Jersey. You know, we're trying to figure out what can we do? What can we do to put our young people to work? You know, recently we've had murders in Plainfield, and I guess Plainfield is just like any other city today. A lot of people are not going to school, not going to college, and then they sometimes wind up in different venues. Well, I'm here at a school today that can put our young people to work. Will you introduce yourself to me?
Debbie Myers. I'm the director and founder of High Tech Training School located in Plainfield, New Jersey.
Debbie, I've had you on a talk show before when I was on Harvest Radio. We're back here again. What can we do to bring a lot of young people into the folds of construction, which is a lifetime job?
Well, you know, I think in the city of Plainfield, I think, you know, and we've just ran a class here in cooperation, in conjunction with the incubator regarding job training, job readiness. We did an environmental program where we taught people their 40-hour hazmat.
Sure.
And the amazing part of it, that we had individuals that participate in various gang activities in one class.
Wow.
On one accord. That one accord being to get their 40-hour hazmat certification.
Okay.
About 17 people, the city of Plainfield paid for it through the incubator job readiness program through my school, school. It was an intense 1-week, 40-hour program, and the students that never achieved, many of them have never achieved anything, were able to get their federal certification as an OSHA 40 Hasselhoff worker. Wow. Many of them have gone and got their TWIX cards, which is a Homeland Security, and we're now sending them out for job referrals, which can start them making jobs anywhere from $15, $16, $17 an hour.
And I believe that right there is an attractive ploy to bring a lot of the young people into the floor.
What we discovered when we were doing the training, that when they came through this door, they had one common goal, and they were from different sects, different activities, but they had one common goal. So I think if we took that as an example, of what can be done, because it's proven, and it has worked, that it can be done. And basically that's what the young people that I spoke with, that's all they really want. They want an opportunity to do something different than what they're doing.
So basically what you're saying is that we have to invest in our young.
I think we invest in our young, but what we've invested in them is preventive. It's not preventive. It's suppression.
Sure.
It's suppressing them because they're doing activities that are not in the mainstream of crimes. Right. But suppression alone doesn't work. When a city wants to change its culture, it has to have job opportunity, suppression, and it must have a comprehensive plan. And I think in Plainfield, all the dots are not connected yet.
So what can we do to get some federal funding, I guess, towards your school to get to bring in a lot of the kids? Because it's going to cost to get them trained into heavy equipment. They would have to go to a school for that. Is that correct?
Right. And I have the only heavy equipment training school in the state of New Jersey.
Wow.
That teach minorities and women, to teach everyone how to operate heavy equipment.
Okay. And
you know, one thing about it, you can go to your one-stop center to get funding. So there's more money that needs to be put in training. In Union County gets their share of money. I don't know how it is distributed. Because many of the people that we refer down to the one-stop center, they keep saying there's no money, which is kind of surprising because there's money for infrastructure training. Sure. There's money in New Jersey for infrastructure training. And those are occupations that's in demand. And Plainfield, I presented a model to them that would address their road construction issues. In the town meeting where the mayor talked about our initiative together. We've been waiting a while now to have this thing come to reality. But the children are still killing each other. Because recently we had 2 children, drive-by shootings and shootings. And in a town like this shouldn't be happening. We have the mechanism, the organizations, the necessary funds within the municipal budget to do some kind of out of the box thinking to
Sure.
create job opportunities for these young people.
And then also with the tunnel project, that's basically on hold, but we know eventually the tunnel project is gonna have a red flag, we're gonna have a green flag to go. And these kids will be trained to work in that kind of stuff in construction.
Once the tunnel project start, there's gonna be a lot of work. There's a lot of infrastructure. You ride around the state highways now,
Sure.
you'll see all these projects going on.
Yeah, in fact, there's one on 22 up right here, right?
What you lack
Union.
seeing is minorities and
Sure,
women.
Sure.
Okay, because first of all, it's difficult to get in that union. However, you have non-union shops that take minorities and women
Sure.
applicants as well as other applicants.
Sure.
Okay,
And it's not to say that a non-union project, a company, isn't gonna pay you the same as what a union company.
no, if they may have to meet prevailing wages.
Sure.
However, if you're making nothing now, $10, $11, $12 an hour beats a blank.
And then to see that as you come by, you see the development of the project that you worked on.
Right, research has indicated that people do not burn what they build.
Sure.
Okay, and all these kids, and when you're dealing with them firsthand, like I'm dealing with them, all they want is something else to do.
Sure.
Okay, you want them to say no to drugs, but say yes to what?
To what?
You want them to say no to crime, which they should be saying, but yes, you don't have any job opportunity. Plainfield can solve its own problem.
Sure.
Do we have the will? Do we have the political will? Do we have the political capital? Do we want to make it different? You know what's surprising to me, many of these people that sit on the council, and to serve is an honor.
Sure.
And I compliment them for wanting to
Sure.
serve. But you want to try to create the kind of community that you grew up in.
Sure, without a
For
doubt.
these young children, for these young people. And that's where I think that we need to connect the dots.
And I'll tell you this right here, I salute my hat to those that's on the council and the politicians in the city that's working. But I also want to say this right here to the public too. There's a great many volunteers, such as myself, Steve Hatcher from the organization, the chairman of the organization of People Organized for Progress. There's a lot of people out here that's actually volunteer, that we are not being paid to do this work, but we see the need to try to pull the dots together as much as we can. So if we all can work together and do this thing, we can really show the community and show the young people that we're interested in their behavior, we're interested in their future.
We forget that we were children.
Exactly.
And that somebody pulled us up along the way.
Yes.
We had the mentors that
Yes.
pulled us on the way. We had a city that was committed to celebrating excellence.
Sure.
The school system, and not just the school system, the town celebrated
Sure.
academic excellence,
Sure.
athletic
Yes.
excellence, But we seem to have lost a sense of that. How it happened, I don't know. I know that we do have the tools to correct it.
I think that we've evolved towards the me, but the bottom line is that a dead-end street, that's why they call it a dead-end street, because it's a dead end.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want a dead-end street, because see, we may have to co-join. And if we can't co-join, if we dead heading into to the corner. So we need to try to build an infrastructure where we can come together and have a level of common ground with one another.
People would say that I would just want to promote high-tech training school. I'm the only heavy equipment training school because I have people coming from all over. But my concern is that it doesn't have to be high-tech training school. We have to get our students, our young people ready for the job market.
Sure.
This economy will not stay like it is.
Sure.
And when it starts to grow, we don't want to not have our young people ready. I teach my young people, it's not that opportunity doesn't knock. Opportunity knocks all the time, Reverend.
Yes.
It's that when it knocks, we're not ready for
We're
it.
not ready for it.
Okay, and we can get our kids ready here in Plainfield.
Well, let me say this right here. Maybe they can blame you for or criticize you in terms of promoting high-tech school, training school. But I promote it because, I will continue to promote it. I will continue to talk about it because I'm not by at all means any kind of racism or whatever the case may be, but there's very few minority and women on on these construction jobs. And if the people need jobs, and if there is a project come up where they can be hired, and if they can come through high-tech training school and get their certificate and get their, it become a doorway for them into a construction project and into a construction career,
Right.
then by all means.
People
One thing we have to say this right here, why not salute the one that's doing it?
Well,
we're not trying, in church what's happening now, I'm not trying to extract from somebody that's just doing the work.
Well, one thing about it is I've been doing this for over 16 years.
Sure.
And and by God's grace, really. And we realize and we know that this is a skill, that if it's not a profession, it's not a job, it's a skill. You can take it wherever you go. It has handlebars on it. Because there's roads that need to be repaired all across this country.
Sure.
There's no roads that need to be created all across this country and throughout nations.
Sure.
So you can take this with you. But for the city of Plainfield, we have so many roads that need to be repaired.
Sure.
So many city streets that need to be repaired. We have a bond issue. We have the answer to address our own job creation,
Sure.
job training, beautifying our city. I don't think that it's the lack of will.
Yes.
Okay? And I would say that to anyone, it's the lack of will. I mean, we cannot keep losing young people like this.
No.
Okay, and what's the answer? I've yet to see something tangible come out of the leaders.
Sure.
Okay, that will allow young people to get off the block and
Sure.
get on another block.
Yes.
Get on another path, the path of trying to change
Develop
their
it, yes.
lifestyle.
I guess as from the old days, they would say, get on a good foot.
Yeah.
You know, we need to get our young people and get our people on a good foot, because you see, when you don't see something, then when you don't see people doing a certain job, after a while, I guess the old as well as the young believe that you can't do this kind of work.
It's hard times.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a lot of older people out of work right now. So the young people are getting discouraged. However, though a community of our faith will what? Perish.
Will perish, without a doubt.
Okay, scripturally, a community of our faith. And Plainfield is the kind of community where the initiative that I presented to the city will work.
Yes.
But this initiative will work across the nation where there are need to repair their roads and address their
Well,
crime
you know,
problem.
maybe you need to go to the State House in Trenton one day and present this whole plan to the state itself.
Well, I have made my enrolls down the State Department, and as well in the state of New Jersey as well. I've received calls from other individuals from out of different states
Sure.
because they heard about the program,
Yes.
and I'll be speaking with them about how we can implement it in their community. Okay, however, Plainfield, no different, the violence is increased the same time and at record numbers as when it was when they had the town meeting.
Yes.
Okay, it
Yes.
subsided for a minute, but now we're back.
Now we're right back.
Okay, because
we'll-
suppression alone does not work.
Well, we have a young man shot down at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yes.
You know, it is time to really say, you know what, we got to do something.
A young man that I knew very well.
Wow. You knew
Okay, very well, and a kid that got misdirected.
Wow.
Okay, all right, and we need to, when we get those kids that just go off a little bit,
Sure.
we need to bring them back.
Bring him back in.
Okay, because 17-year-olds, you haven't had a chance to live yet.
Yeah, not
Okay.
at all.
All right, and we'll say, oh, this is terrible for our community. A young boy, 22-year-old boy got killed the next day. But what are we doing
What are we
besides
doing?
talking?
And we got to do something concrete. You know, I guess that goes along with your training school.
We gotta see something
Yeah,
tangible.
tangible,
The young
without
people have to see, the whole community has to see something different going
Yes,
on.
Yes. It's got to be a different way of doing things and stuff. Something that's going to really show that we're really interested in the future of the young people. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a young person getting a little job at this store, that store. To get a construction job can be a job that can send his kids to college.
Yeah, it's very wide open for women, and women And this is true welfare to work.
Yes.
Men all their lives have been taking care of their family
Sure.
in construction. Okay, now women can take it, and New Jersey doesn't meet its minority